Please rise and remove your hats for the national anthem, performed by Dylan Berger, a 10th grader at Springboro High School. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what the proudly we hailed at the twilight gleam, whose darkness and bright stars through the perilous fight over the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and
And welcome to the home of South Metro Sports on YouTube for our broadcast of Springboro Panthers hockey. And tonight it will be a great battle between the Panthers, who come in 3-2-1 on the regular season, against Thomas Worthington, who is 2-3 overall. Lee W. Mound with you here. Thanks for joining us today here on South Metro Sports on YouTube, wherever you come from around this beautiful globe we call the Earth. Springboro lost last night, a 4-2 battle with St. Charles. The Cardinals of St. Charles went up 4-0 with 2 quick strikes in the third period, but it was Springboro getting 2 late goals to cut the deficit and make it a 4-2 decision for St. Charles. And Springboro, in their second home game of this weekend, will take on another nest of Cardinals, this time from Thomas Worthington High School, between State Routes 313 and US 23 on 161, just south of 270 in the Worthington area of Columbus. Springboro heading up the ice to start off the game as Coleman Housen, the starting center, going against one of the starting centers for the Cardinals, and Nick Schreiner. And we are underway. The Cardinals in the blue tops with the red helmets, white numbers, and a big, thick red stripe down the middle, and the Canadian-like logo on front. The change is the white W on the logo. Springboro in the home whites today with the blue numbers and letters as Marshall Cohen squares off against the Cardinals' number 30 in Spencer Steele. Back around this left corner, the puck goes, scooped up by the Panthers as Coleman Hauser finds Marshall Cohen. It's Cohen, Hauser, Sirikov, Maples, Jay Kiplinger, Net, and Zach Meyer, the starting 6 for Springboro with 14:19 to go in the first. And our first line change of the game as Mason Hobbs, along with Ryan Schroeder, join the ice. Maples stays on, now goes back to the bench as Hilliard prepares for this face-off, squaring off with Nick Schreiner, staying on the ice for Thomas Worthington. No score, about 45 seconds in, as Hickson lost puck behind him. As Thomas Worthington going in, here's Matthew Affordic keeping it in front of him. He's surrounded by 2 Cardinals in blue. Swept towards the right as Schroeder picks it up for Springboro. Drops it towards the right corner. Swooping in will be David Lalonde for Thomas Worthington. Behind the goal line, Springboro picks it up. 1:05 gone from the contest. Loose puck and a breakaway opportunity for Thomas Worthington. Here's a strike and a score. Will Peschel. Will Peschel scores the first goal on a breakaway takeaway. He'll zip it right past the left glove of Jay Kiplinger, and Thomas Worthington will take an early 1-0 lead with 13:48 to go in the first period. Loose puck picked up by Peschel. He picks it out of the neutral zone and breaks away, sending it just out of the reach of Jay Kiplinger. Pichelle scores the first goal of the game for Thomas Worthington, and the Cardinals back on the offensive chase as Marshall Cohen sweeps it around his cage away from Evan Kendall. Marshall Cohen takes the right wing, sweeps away from his defender, takes it right corner, 13:30 to go in the first, 1-0 for Thomas Worthington. Quick early strike for the Cardinals as Springboro looks to answer back. That pass fledges away from the point man in Loudon Maples. And Jay Kiplinger will slow it down as Maples the first to get there for Springboro. And Maples knocked down by Trevor Law. Law comes up with it for Thomas Worthington. Now he's surrounded by two Panthers, and Sebastian Edvarsson comes away with it. Kept in the attacking zone for TWHS. As Marshall Cohen picks it up, sweeps it away out of the grasp of Kendall. One-on-one battle. Conte, now Halverson in front of Maples. Out of the reach of Jason Long. Long goes back to the bench as Thomas Worthington picks up the defensive puck. 12:44 to go in the first. It's 1-0 Cardinals. That's going to be icing on Thomas Worthington, bringing it back in front of the starting goalie, Georges Bear. Bear in the net. His backup today will be Carter St. Pierre. And Jay Kiplinger in net. His backup, Jake Kirby. 12:41 to go in the first. Icing on the Cardinals. We'll have a face-off towards the left as Coleman Hauser returns to the ice, taking on Nick Schreiner for this face-off. As the two square up. And Hauser gets it back out for the Panthers behind him. Afforded at the right point. Takeaway. Here comes Steele down the left wing. Steele curving, driving. Meyer has it stripped away. Slade Surikov now across the logo, going towards his left and pushed away by Will Peschel. Peschel has the lone goal thus far as Thomas Worthington took an early 1-0 lead. Alon comes up with it for Thomas Worthington. Outlet pass out of the reach of Steele, heading back towards the end boards, deflected, so Springboro will have to play defensively. Picked up by Schreiner, he circles, Mason Hobbs on his tail. Picked up at the left point, sent in, here's Kiplinger leaning in for that save, kick back out, and here's Mason Hobbs driving. He's got a 2-on-2, make it a 3-on-2 as Meyer catches up, and Hobbs swings around his defenseman underneath the skates of the defender in front of Lalonde, and Bear with the stop with 11:52 to go in the first, and a 1-0 Thomas Worthington advantage. Will Pichelle now with the goal. He took it away from a Panther, had a breakaway, and sniped it left of the reach of Kiplinger into the back of the net. Cohen makes the catch in front of the blue line, goes straight ahead, believe that's Hickson, drop back for Maples, swings it open ice. Cohen will have to go back in the neutral zone, pick it up. 11:39 to go in the first, still 1-0 Cardinals. Cohen straight ahead, bouncing to Schroeder, right wing. Schroeder takes a shot and ties the game. Ryan Schroeder scores, and it's tied up at 1 with 11:32 to go in the first. Springboro answers back. Nice bouncing pass finding Schroeder. He takes it to the house, past Bear. We're squared away at 1 early on. A great game so far, 2 goals in the span of about 3.5 minutes. As Cohen and Maples provide the defense, Maples gets it from the faceoff, won by Luke Halverson of Springboro. Long races back for it. Maples keeps it in Springboro's side of the ice. Picked up now by Thomas Worthington. Now back for Halverson. Looking towards the left for Tyler Conte. Conte disposed in the boards. Hanging around the far corner. Away from Maples. Does a nice job staying behind the puck that time. He'll take possession away from Spencer Steele. The starting defensive core for Coach Bill McGill's Thomas Worthington Cardinals. 1-1 your score, 10:56 to go in the first. Springboro 3 wins, 2 losses, 1 overtime loss in the season. And Thomas Worthington 2 wins, 3 losses on the year. And they are 1-0 in the blue division of the Capital Hockey Conference. We'll get to your standings of the CHC in just a bit. 10:38 to go in the first. Springboro with a parcel change as Coleman Hauser returns. Slowed down out of the reach of Meyer. Picked up by Maples. Drops it to the end boards. No icing. He was in front of the red line. And coming back for is David Lalonde for Thomas Worthington. Sends it towards the Zamboni corner. And that will be icing on the Cardinals. 10:21 to go in the first. Tie game of 1. Ryan Schroeder the tying goal. And Will Pichelle the go-ahead goal for Thomas Worthington. Face-offs over to the left of Bear. It'll be Hauser squaring off I think he's got Evan Kendall on this other side of the face-off. Loose puck scooped up by the Blue Tops. As Thomas Worthington makes their way to the neutral zone, Springboro picks up the loose puck. Slade Surikov just in front of the red line. Meyer kicks it forward, but there was a flock of Cardinals in his way for the loose puck. Out of the reach of Sebastian Edvarsson, as it's the Cardinals back in their own zone, into the neutral zone now, as Theo DeRosa squares his head down low and sweeps away from the incoming Cardinals. A whistle and offside is Thomas Worthington, so back to the neutral zone we go with 9:53 to go in the first, in a tie game at 1. Now we look at the Cardinals of Thomas Worthington. You can follow them on Twitter at TWHS Hockey. 2-3 on the year. Their wins coming against Trinity, a 3-2 win for Thomas Worthington, part of the tournament they had this season, wide of Kiplinger. The other win was against DeSales, St. Francis DeSales. The Cardinals pecked away a 4-0 win at the Chillard North. Great shutout win against DeSales for Thomas Worthington. Their losses have been 2 of them against 3 club teams, as leaning over towards his right was Bear for the loose puck. Heading towards the neutral zone, Springboro's defense on top of it. Hauser picks it up in front of Cohen. Tailspun by Trevor Law and picked up by Springboro again. 9:17 to go in the first. Tie game of 1. Back to the Thomas Worthington scheduled. Northeast Storm, Hilliard's club team, and the Cleveland Wildcats were the 3 losses for Thomas Worthington. 2-3 on the year. Their 1 conference win against St. Francis DeSales. A home win, 4-0. Kicked forward, it's Hilliard. Swings it over towards his left for Victoria Weaver, and she'll swing it towards the far corner, just out of the grab of Hilliard, and that bounces out and back in. We'll drop in the neutral zone with 8:51 to go in the first period. Tie game at 1, Thomas Worthington at Springboro. Michelle with the breakaway goal to give Thomas Worthington the early lead. And for Springboro, it was Ryan Schroeder getting a bounce off a pass and sending it into the left side of our view up here on the second-story level of South Metro Sports. And we're back to the action of 8:39 and rolling down to go in the opening period. Springboro hosting Thomas Worthington. Into the attacking zone of Springboro. Held on by the Panthers. Hickson to the face-off circle. Back out Hobbs at the left point. Schroeder takes a check from Kyle Cochran. The end boards now. The puck coming loose and finding Steele, who directed towards his right quickly for Pichelle, looking for 2. Dropped amongst the bends. Picked up by Matthew Affordit. He looks towards Hilliard, towards his left. The loose puck squirts out. It's the Cardinals with it and just sent wide. Nick Schreiner with a whole bunch of Panthers in his way. 2 defensemen and the goalie sends it wide right of the net. Hand caught by Pichelle, drops it quickly at the point. Loose puck picked up by Hobbs. Hobbs pushes it forward. Defensively picked up by Cochran. The right defender now back for Pichelle. Right wing centers it up. Pulls it towards the right face-off circle. Pichelle, nice moves against Afforded towards Kiplinger, and it's stomped on by the Springboro senior. 7:38 to go in period number 1. We have a 1-1 ball game between the Springboro Panthers and the Thomas Worthington Cardinals. We look at Springboro's schedule. Start off the year with 2 wins. A win at Dublin Kaufman for Springboro's CHC's first win of the year. Also beat St. Ignatius Blue Team. A very good win for the Panthers in shootout. There's a battle in the right corner as Cohen squaring off. Looks like that's Lalonde, his battling partner. Swung towards Conte in front of the left point. Batted towards the right by Bear as Thomas Worthington and the blue jerseys send it forward. Just out of the reach of Sebastian Everson. Hot on the trail of it. Couldn't quite catch up to it, and Springboro sweeps it away. Marshall Cohen now stops right in front of us here. You see the white jerseys that Springboro wears today. As Thomas Worthington sends it back in from the captain, David Lalonde, towards the left corner. Cohen again. Maples towards his left. Victoria Weaver, make no. I think that's Zach Meyer waiting for it in front of the Springboro bench. Marshall Cohen for Halverson towards the left. 6:35 to go in the first. Here's Conte on side, and his shot hits off the protective net in front of the Canadian flag, and we'll drop it in front of Georges Bear. With 6:32 to go in the first, a tie game of 1, the Cardinals and the Panthers. Back to Springboro's schedule. First loss on the year was part of that Thanksgiving tournament at the Dublin Chiller. 5-2 loss to New Albany in the preseason. Those two teams tied it up at 2 after 3 periods of play. Came back with a shootout win at Dublin Jerome 3-2. And came back and lost in a shootout and hitting the backside of the net. Nick Schreiner on the right wing. Nice handle, and he hits it inside the net for Thomas Worthington's second goal in the game and their second lead. Cardinals back on top by 1. Nick Schreiner scores. Schreiner brought it on the right wing, handled it, and hit it on the opposite side of Kiplinger, the opposite side where Will Pichel scored the first goal of the game. And Springboro trails 2-1 with 6:16 to go in the first period. Icing Springboro, bringing it back in front of Kiplinger, now with 6:13 to go in the first. And back to the schedule. The shootout loss was against Upper Arlington, a good battle with the Golden Bears of Upper Arlington. Now, a shot caught by Bear, quickly knocked loose, and Bear holds on. At the Golden Bears to go in the first. Kiplinger this run towards the wrong. Burrow swings it over towards the line to go in the first. Still a tie game. Picked up by the Cardinals. Porter picks it up. Award. It's tripping, the call against Tom. The box, I missed. First. Five on from the face. Last second. 4 to go on a 5-on-4 as both teams strike. Will Pichel. Springboro service was is We head into period number 2, as it is a 2-2 draw between the Springboro Panthers and the Cardinals of Thomas Worthington High School, as the Cardinals are the first ones out. We'll go ahead and go over the 2017-2018 standings of the Capital Hockey Conference. There's 3 divisions with 14 varsity teams. Thomas Worthington belongs in the 4-team division of blue, and the Cardinals, the lone team with a win in the blue division thus far, according to the Capital Hockey Conference website, capitalhockeyconference.com. Thomas Worthington with a blue division win, scoring 4 goals against St. Francis de Sales, who's got a loss. Got Hannah Lincoln 0-1 with 15 goals allowed in said game, and Bishop Watterson, all hyphens across the board. Looks like it is the Eagles who have yet to play a blue division game. In the white division, as the Springboro Panthers jump on the ice, and remember, they'll have 1:54 of a power play left to start off the second period. Springboro and Cincinnati Muller have a win in the white division thus far. 3 goals scored in the win for Springboro, 4 for the Crusaders. Olentangy yet to play in the white division, according to the Capital Hockey Conference. Dublin Kaufman and Olentangy Orange with losses. In the red division, just 1 decision recorded. It's Dublin Jerome with the win, with 15 goals scored. New Albany, Olentangy, Liberty, St. Charles, and Upper Arlington have hyphens. Again, this is capitalhockeyconference.com, the standings, and it doesn't say when it was last updated, but St. Charles did beat Springboro yesterday by a tally of 4-2, as the Panthers now head down this way to start period number 2, and the Cardinals fly up the ice, as Thomas Worthington down a man for the next minute 54. And we are underway as Springboro drives it down the ice. Hickson on the left wing, looks towards his right, drops it back at the point for Hauser. Between the points as Hobbs looks, finds Schroeder in the Zamboni corner, takes a hard bounce of the reach of Will Pichel, who's got the first goal of the game. 1 of 2 leads for Thomas Worthington. That shot by Hauser spun around and stopped by Bear. Picked up again by Springboro. They still have 1:23 to work on this 5-on-4 power play. It was a tripping call against the Cardinals. As Schroeder towards the slot. I believe that hits off Bear in the clear. Pichel hits it underneath the belly of Schroeder. Picked up now as Cohen looks towards the slot. Hickson trying to backhand one. And into the back of the net. It is waved off very, very quickly by the Stripes. And we'll have a face-off in front of Bear with 14:12 to go in the second. Quickly waved off as Bear had a mountain of Panthers and a flock of Cardinals all around him. And the net was dislodged too, I believe on the left side. The pegs are back in the ice. And down go the pegs on, down goes the poles on top of the pegs. And we'll have a face-off to Bear's left. Springboro still with 1:06 to go on their first power play, and off the face-off, off the protective net. The Springboro fans, again, all standing around that left corner over there. See, I told you I wasn't lying. Stand on that left corner. Camera work by me. Amazing. Face-off towards the left is... It's squared off again. Schroeder on the Springboro side. Underneath the stick of Cohen. Back for it is Hauser. Looks around. He's got Hobbs at the left point. Goes that way. As there's 4 Cardinals lined up in a square. Schroeder by the Zamboni door. Drops it for Cohen. There's someone in the slot, and that is Hauser. Back between the points. It's Hobbs keeping away from Spencer Steele, the closest one to jump on a clear attempt. That's going back towards the Zamboni door as Bear watches. Nice keep-in by Hobbs, and nice attempt by Steele to get it away from the towering defenseman for the Panthers. Hauser picks up the loose puck, gets to Hickson, almost ripped away by Thomas Worthington, as the Cardinals now starting to inch on top of every Springboro pass with 17 seconds to go in the 5-on-4. Here's Hauser, back out Schroeder. Hobbs at the left point. 9 seconds to go on the 5-on-4. Flipped over the stick of Schroeder. He's got one of the 2 Panther goals. And in the slot, it's broken up. Hit off the back of Schreiner. And Schreiner gets the first and only clear, but the most important clear on that one, as that kills off the 5-on-4. 2 minutes gone from the second. Thomas Worthington and Springboro tied at 2. Both teams scoring 2 in the first period. For the Cards, it was Pichelle with the first goal and Schreiner with the second. For Springboro, they have tied it up twice as Hickson flies down the right wing, picks it back up, trying to hit off the side of the net. No one to rebound it home against Bear. There's a flock of Cardinals that will swoop on top of it, and Pichelle takes the left wing, goes straight ahead for Edvarsson. And back out, controlled again by David Lalonde, the captain of Thomas Worthington. In the blue kit are the Cardinals with the white numbers and the red trim and the thick red stripe and the Canadians-like logo. The difference is between the Canadians logo and Thomas Worthington's logo. Thomas Worthington is written inside the C, and instead of an H, it's a W. And Springboro in the home whites with the Panther on top, the blue shoulder yoke, blue numbers, blue letters. And here's Springboro working the right wing. Loose puck scooped up by Lalonde on the red line. Long swings it, and Hobbs picks it up in the right corner with 11:51 to go in the second. Tie game at 2. A one-on-one battle on the left wing. It looks like Schreiner sends it around the bends to keep it in the Cardinals' attacking zone. Here's Cohen staying behind, getting it back. I believe that's Hilliard. Going straight ahead. Over the reach of Hobbs. Loose puck. It's now the Cardinals being pushed backwards. And now here's Cohen up ahead. Makes a sharp left turn and bounces it off the poles and in. Marshall Cohen has scored back-to-back goals for Springboro, and the Panthers take their first lead of the game, 3-2, with 11:22 to go in the second. Cohen had the drive from the right ring. You saw that sharp left curve. He pulls in between the circles and fires it just as he gets towards the right circle. He has a little post help, a couple noises off the poles. But Marshall Cohen scores his second goal today and gives Springboro their first lead of the contest, 3-2, with 11:16 to go in the second. The Cardinals trail for the first time this game. Steele takes it left wing, battles with Long, picked up by Springboro, swept on the other side, heading towards the left wing. It's scooped up. Nice check there by Michelle to knock it loose of Springboro. However, it's heading towards the left corner in front of the Panthers fans. One-on-one battle. Good check by Lalonde, but Springboro gets it back. Bouncing puck just out of the reach of Long, and the two collide. That will draw in the arm. That will hit off the end boards and go for icing against Thomas Worthington. Panthers now lead 3-2 off Marshall Cohen's second goal. He has scored the second and third goal for Springboro on this contest. And we'll have a face-off towards the left of Bear as Hilliard battles for it, going for Hickson in the left corner. Schroeder skates backwards, looks it back. Here's Hickson now, shoots it, Bear save, loose puck, and score! Might have hit off the right hand of Bear, but Springboro will take their second goal of this period and build on their one-goal lead and make it a 4-2 score with 10:33 to go in the second. Panthers now up by 2. And we'll have a quick timeout. I believe that's from head coach Bill McGill to settle his Cardinals down. In the first period, both these teams played quite evenly. It was quite a fun first period to see, with Thomas Worthington taking 2 leads and Springboro matching said 1-goal leads into 2 ties. And in this period, Springboro has scored twice. Marshall Cohen, so far the game-winning goal, if the score stays the same throughout. But right now, I believe it's Coach McGill taking the time out to regroup his nest of Cardinals. Meanwhile, on the other side, Coach Morris has to be happy with his Springboro Panthers. Yesterday gave St. Charles, a team that's won their division for the last 4 years, last 3 in the red division, arguably one of the toughest in the CHC. And right now he's talking to his Panthers very calmly and just reminding them we still have a good bulk of this game to go. Can't let the Cardinals back into this battle. It's 4-2 Springboro. We're in the timeout, and the Cardinals break away from the huddle. And by the way, again, camera work by me. You see Coach Morris. He's known for his very colorful suits, also known for being a good guy as well. Let's center that back up. But that suit that he's wearing today is a gift from the 2016-2017 Springboro Panthers squad. They had a good year last year, the first year in the Capital Hockey Conference for Springboro. After winning the Southwest Ohio High School Hockey League a couple times, namely 7, there's a shot, Kiplinger save. I believe that shot was taken by Pichelle, looking for his second today. And it's turned away by Kiplinger. It's Ryan Schroeder getting his second. Schroeder gets credit with the rebound. Cohen and Schroeder have scored all 4 Panthers goals, as we'll have a wholesome Panthers swap, as Springboro now leads by a score of 4-2 with 10:14 to go in the second. Here comes one Panther, but Thomas Worthington on top of it. Good quick movement there by defenseman David Lalonde. And loose puck stopped by Bear with his left CCM pad. And we'll have a face-off in front of the goalie, Georges Bear. With 10:02 to go in the second, and Thomas Worthington now trailing by 2. Their first deficit of this contest. Here's Maples at the left point, sends it high, possibly off the blocker glove of Bear. And the Stripes will say yes, the last touch Bear. So we'll drop it in Thomas Worthington's defensive zone with 9:55 to go in the second. You see some of the Centerville Elks watch this game from beyond the glass. Centerville will be taking on the LaSalle Lancers up next. These teams were supposed to play at opposite times. Centerville was supposed to have the 5 o'clock game and vice versa. But it's swapped because after the game, Centerville will have a skate with the team. There's a shot taken by Meyer and a left-hand catch by Bear. And a face-off towards Bear's right we'll have with 9:46 to go in the second. Springboro up 4-2. It's with the face-off is Nick Schreiner. He'll square off with Coleman Hauser. Racing forward through a pack of Panthers was Will Pichelle. Dropped towards the end boards. Scooped up by Lalonde. Sends it towards the left. Bouncing on the stomach of Everson. Everson's had a couple breakaway opportunities as he skates in the neutral zone. Here's a collision, knocking the puck loose, and moved forward by Kyle Cochran. Excuse me. Now here's Hobbs onside, goes towards the right, fighting Surikov. Sharp bounce off the glass. Surikov comes crashing in to Kyle Cochran. Here's Surikov towards the slot, bouncing away from Meyer, but Maples with the defensive jump gets it away from Pichelle, the closest Cardinal there. 9 minutes to go in the second. It's a 4-2 Springboro advantage. Cohen and Schroeder score in the second period. They have also scored in the first period on reverse order. Now here's the Cardinals. Cochran on the right wing. Waits for the puck to go to him. Good check by Maples. It's a hip check, set towards the goalie and Kiplinger. I believe that was from Cochran at the point. Loose puck, Cochran will be the first one there as Bear lets the defenseman get there. Wait, that's icing on Springboro. So Cochran never needed to chase the puck down. He does anyway, and we'll have an icing in front of Kiplinger. With 8:29 to go in the second, and Springboro leading Thomas Worthington by a 4-2 margin. Kendall will now square up for the Cardinals side of the face-off. It's to the right of Kiplinger as the blue shirts go on top of it. Here's Springboro. Good rip into the neutral zone. Cohen watches the Cardinal crashing towards his left. Gets back up. Still handles the puck. Halverson in front. Passes to him. Here's Halverson towards the slot. Couldn't connect it to DeRosa between the points. Sent towards DeRosa on the other side. Flipped off the glass. And here's Springboro entering into the neutral zone. And Cohen straight ahead. It's a 3-on-1 with the one Cardinal in front. Shot off the side of the net of Bear. Cohen will battle with Lalonde, who was the one. Here's Halverson pulling it back and looking between the points for Conte. It's ripped away by the Cardinals. However, Thomas Worthington's going to have to go back in their left corner with 7:42 to go in the second. 4-2 Panthers advantage. Lalonde bounces from the right to the left. Goes on the left wing, chased by Halverson. Wings it towards the right. The right wingman and Kendall will pick it back up. Glides into a Panther. Loose puck out of the reach of Kiplinger. The Panthers now go towards the right. Spun around away from Matt Sowa. 7:17 to go in the second. The Cardinals pick it up from the blue line, away from Conte. Here's Cohen. He'll reach a Conte. He'll go back to the bench. Freshly onto the ice is Brandon Hilliard. 7 minutes to go in the second. Loose puck. The Cardinals will circle their own cage as Cochran towards the right wing. Dashes it for Schreiner, centering it up. Now straight ahead going for Everson towards the right face-off circle. Looks for someone to help on the left. Bouncing puck behind the goal line. Springboro takes it away. Two Panthers on their right side. Too strong of a pass finding defenseman Lalonde. He'll send it straight back in the neutral zone. 6:32 to go in the second. Still 4-2 in favor of Springboro. The Panthers with 2 goals in the first and the second. And Thomas Worthington 2 goals in the first. Picked up by the Panthers. Hilliard sends it on the right boards as Hickson gives chase. Lalonde with a nice flip. Cohen back defensively. On the other side waiting for him is Theo DeRosa. Lalonde on the red. Drops it towards the corner. Scooped up by Springboro. Closing in is Kendall on the right wing. Through the leg of Bichelle. Lifted his left leg up. If he dropped his left foot on it, he would have slowed it down. That's a kind of a knee-jerk reaction. With the puck going that fast, it's amazing that anyone in hockey can keep up. It is a very fast-paced sport. 5:38 to go in the second. It's a 4-2 Springboro advantage. Here's a nice drop pass looking for Hickson. Good cane towards the corner. He'll pick it back up, Hickson will, as he looks for a friendly Panther to help. Cohen was in front. Hickson takes it to the face-off circle. Hobbs between the points. There's a shot, and Bear, nice slide towards his right, knocks it loose towards the Zamboni corner. And now back for Hobbs. Hobbs, left face-off circle. Hickson around the cage, trying to bury it back home. The puck is bounced and off of Bear. And where's the puck? It's underneath the goalie. No, it's underneath Cahill Coyle, making his first appearance on the ice in this period. Wow, that was an exciting turn of events right there with 5:05 to go in the second. Panthers up 4-2. Puck kind of vanished around the whole mess of bodies in front of Bear. Bear, said he was not on his skates, did a great job keeping that puck out of the net. Face-off is to Bear's right. 5:05 to go in the second. It's 4-2 Springboro. Face-off through the legs of Schreiner. It's kept in by Meyer. Recovered by Schreiner. He's got a goal for the Cardinals. The last one scored by Thomas Worthington in the first. Charges on forward. He's knocked down into the boards as the puck picked up by Springboro. It's a 2-on-3 with a third Cardinal streaking on through. Bichelle. Quick speed by number 12 as Meyer runs him into the glass, knocking his stick loose. And Meyer gets a little reaction on that one. Bichelle gets the puck back off his own stick. I believe that's actually someone else's stick. The arm will go up and the whistle will blow with 4:29 to go in the second. It's 4-2 Springboro. Nice toss to the official. A right-hand catch. Looks like we'll stay. Actually, I spy 4 Cardinals out there. Here comes the fifth. We'll stay 5-on-5 as Coleman Hauser battles Evan Kendall for this face-off. Closest to Bear, that side of the neutral zone. Steele tries to bat it on home. It's picked up by Lalonde. Now it's Surikov off his left leg. Surikov knocked down as Meyer keeps it in. Back to Lalonde on the left wing and looks for Jack Coe up top. Jack Coe waits as the centerman, flipped over as Springboro's Hobbs into the attacking zone. Left wing, flips it off a couple Cardinals. Hicks makes it Surikov going for a right-hand diving stop, trying to knock it down in front for a nice shot. However, he slides and the puck bounces behind him as play resumes as Hauser now battling one of the alternate captains, Kyle Cochran. Scooped up now. Here's Hauser going towards the left corner. The puck underneath his left leg. Hobbs now straight ahead, broken up by Thomas Worthington. 4-2 Springboro, 3:33 to go in the second. Here's Hobbs left wing as Hauser back to the Springboro bench. Hobbs swings around the bends, looks for Meyer. Meyer looks to go towards the left. Hobbs waits at the point for some help. It's wide of the net of Bear. Surikov and Maples first on the response. Halverson trying to chip it away from Lalonde. Good heads-up read by the TW captain. Now towards the right, it's flicked on home by Springboro. Off of Bear. It hit off the backside of his leg. It bounced harmlessly away from the net as here's Jason Long battling for Springboro. Taking it towards the cage, swinging it around off the left skate of Bear. The net has been dislodged after the whistle, but a good stop by Bear, making sure that Springboro, who has tried that move now twice in this period, going sharply around the cage. Bear has done a nice job protecting that side of the pole. 2:49 to go in the second. It's 4-2 Springboro as Nick Schreiner battles for the faceoff against Halverson, and getting a stick on it, sending it wide, was Conte back on the ice. And now here's Cohen racing for the loose puck against Will Pichel. 2:37 remains in the second as Springboro scored the only 2 goals of this second. As the Panthers send it on towards the right wing. Cardinals defense back on it. Schreiner on top of it. Halverson looking for some outlet help. Here's Cohen, and there's a backhander, and Halverson denied by Bear. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, Hickson make that long. It's afforded from the right point, slowed down by Thomas Worthington. Springboro's Halverson behind the goal line, looks around with 2:08 to go in the second. Cross the ice, jammed off the stick and body of Sebastian Edvardsson. And now he'll go up ahead on a 2-on-2. Sends it wide of Pichel, bringing up the right and the 2. And now Long picks it up defensively. Slides on both knees as Thomas Worthington back with it. Just 1 penalty called in this game thus far, and Springboro's 0 for 1 in the power play. Here comes Hickson. Hickson shoots it high over Bear. Conte with the pickup for Springboro. Hickson lost his balance, but quickly back up. 2 Cardinals directly in his cone of vision. 1-on-1 battle is Schroeder with 2 of the 4 goals. Battles, sends it on the other side, through the stick of Affordit, and now here's Pichel battling it. He'll get it on the right corner with 1:20 to go in the second. 4-2 Springboro is the score, but the Cardinals are now attacking. Off a Kiplinger's stick and sent towards the goal was Evan Kendall, and Springboro picks up the puck, and up top now, here comes Springboro. Here's Hickson now, left wing, battled with now 2 Cardinals. Halverson trying to get a clean stick on it, make it Hilliard, and that sails high. Here's a shot by Hickson. Bear off the top part of his chest, knocks it down with 55.6 seconds to go in the second. A nice stop by Bear, and a faceoff awaits towards his left as the Panthers lead by 2 at 4-2. In our final minute of the second period. Faceoff will be to the left of George Bear, as Kendall takes on Schroeder. And back towards the point, away from the reach of Maples. Maples has it. Hickson's in front. Maples still in the neutral zone, goes onside, heads towards the left face-off circle, swings around the Zamboni corner, and a bounce finding Hilliard. Going here for Schroeder in the slot. Save Bear. Loose puck bouncing in front as Bear keeps it in front. We have a pack of Cardinals and a pack of Panthers going at the loose puck, and Bear holds on. And the whistles have been blown with 30.9 seconds to go in the second. Again, Bear holding his own with that amount of pressure. A lot of sticks trying to keep the puck out of the net, and a couple of Springboro sticks looking to put the puck in the back of the net. And Bear will have the final say and keeps the puck out as a face-off will happen to Bear's right as the Cardinals go for a wholesome substitution. Schreiner now squares off with Schroeder. Scored the first and the 4th goal thus far. Marshall Cohen has scored the 2nd and 3rd for Springboro. He's got to go all the way back towards his own zone with Pichel trailing. 20 seconds to go in the second as Thomas Worthington with their first deficit of the game and their largest at this point with 2. In the neutral zone, loose puck. Here comes Cohen straight ahead, knocked off his railings cleanly. Make that Schroeder knocked off his railings cleanly. And Hickson picks it up, and the whistle's blown, as Schroeder is very slow to get up. And now he is back up on his own 2 skates with 5.4 seconds to go. Hickson tallied up a long shot over the net of Bear just as the whistles were blowing. And looks like we'll have a couple substitutions go in and off the ice. Hillard, the first one out. Schroeder and Hickson back to the Springboro bench. We'll have it in the neutral zone this time. On Bears' left side with 5.4 seconds to go in the second. 4-2. Springboro's the score as Hauser squares off with Schreiner. Out of the neutral zone, 2 seconds left. Springboro has it as Surikov has the last touch. And that will do it for 30 minutes of this contest. Springboro has struck twice in the second period. Cohen and Schroeder have all 4 goals, and they've scored once in each period. And after 30 minutes of play, we head to the third period. Springboro Panthers 4 and Thomas Worthington Cardinals 2 here in the YouTube home of South Metro Sports. We'll come back for period number 3. The score after two, Springboro 4 and Thomas Worthington 2. As we head to the third period, Marshall Cohen and Ryan Schroeder with all four Panthers goals. Thomas Worthington held scoreless in the middle 15 minutes as we head for an exciting finish in the third period. Just a quick shout out. Amano's Bar and Grill in Worthington is streaming this game on the YouTube home of South Metro Sports. Thanks everyone. Hi, how you doing? And thanks for making this game a part of your Saturday afternoon, now Saturday evening, as the Cardinals and Panthers do battle here in Centerville, Ohio, a suburb of Dayton, Ohio, in the southwest quadrant of the state. We welcome you who are watching this on YouTube and remind you, join us on the YouTube page of the Centerville Elks hockey team as the Elks will battle the Lances of LaSalle, and that will start at least 7:30 here at South Metro Sports. I tell you that here at South Metro Sports, the fireplace is going quite strong. That fire is quite warm over there and worse than good. I don't know, 10 tables away. That's a big fire. And we're underway here, period number 3, as the Panthers go back up the ice and the Cardinals come crashing down it. As a Fortit now on the chase for loose puck as the Cardinals get stripped of it. But a nice stop, Nick Schreiner on the blue. Conte pushes it forward for Springboro. Kept in via one-timer, just trickles wide. 14:38 to go in the third. 4-2 Panthers to drop center ice. As a shot was in front of the red line. Quad. Left wing time. Here's Pischel, which, by the way, I was told it was Pischel. I do apologize to the families. Now towards Kiplinger. Loose puck. Just wide on the post. Pischel had the last touch on it. It clinks off the red pole and just goes the other way for the Cardinals. Hickson back on the ice. Hilliard not too far behind for Springboro. 4-2 Panthers your score. 13:47 to go in the third. Kiplinger with the stop in his crease. The lone Cardinal chasing was Evan Kendall. Now for Marshall Cohen. Flies towards the right. He's got a Cardinal in front of him. The Cardinals don the blue kit and Springboro in the white. Shot. George Bear in the pipes. Jake Kiplinger in for Springboro. The backup for Bear is Carter St. Pierre. Backup for Kiplinger is Jake Kirby. 2-goal lead for the Panthers at 4-2. As it's picked up by Hilliard and Hickson. Hickson takes it left face-off circle, sends it wide. Hickson had the assist on the Schroeder goal, the second one I should say, as Hickson had the initial shot, and then cleanup duty by Schroeder gives him 2 today. Marshall Cohen has 2 of his own. Now for Springboro, right wing, Schroeder up ahead looking for Hickson, just out of his reach. To the neutral zone, Schroeder in the referee crease, makes a U-turn, as we'll have a whistle. And a penalty of Schroeder, the last one to touch it. He was carrying it in his own zone, and Schroeder curves to a hairpin back towards his bench. And the refs have a talk with Marshall Cohen. It could be a penalty off the puck. And that would be just our second penalty of the game, by the way. Maples will be making his way to the penalty box. And it will be the first power play of the game for the Cardinals. What will the call be? The Stripes talk it over. It's a trip, our second trip of the day, and Springboro will have the first penalty kill opportunity right here. 12:46 to go in regulation as the Cardinals of Thomas Worthington battle the Panthers of Springboro in a Capital Hockey Conference battle, and it's a 4-2 Panthers advantage. Second home game of 2 for Springboro as they head to the Sales tomorrow afternoon. That will be at the Easton Chiller for anyone interested in traveling along. right by the Easton Mall. It's actually my first road trip with the Centerville Elks, the team I got started with broadcasting high school hockey. And now here's Marshall Cohen picking it up. He's got two Cardinals pecking right at him as it's behind the net, and we'll have a whistle as the stick is actually lodged in between the leg of Marshall Cohen and the skate. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That's got to be a tight fit with the stick between the skate piece. Almost like a high top, if you will, except high tops don't have skates, obviously. There's an idea for Converse. Make high tops with skates in them. We'll see how that takes off. 20 seconds gone from the power play. The first one for Thomas Worthington, and just their second of the game. It's been a very clean game, a very good game between these two schools as Springboro leads 4-2. Marshall Cohen around the Zamboni corner, going straight ahead, kept in play by Schreiner. And here's Schroeder by the bench. Without a stick, he tries to kick it, going for Hickson, as that stick is on the other side of the ice. Ryan Schroeder's stick. Left wing, Pischel against Marshall Cohen. Cohen shoved by the Zamboni door. Here comes a second Cardinal, Schreiner. Schreiner with a goal, flips it. And now off to the races goes Sam Hickson over the down stick. Hickson to the left faceoff circle, shoots it. George Bear's stop. Loose puck. Raced back by the Panthers penalty kill cell. Hobbs right wing, swings straight ahead towards the corner. Off the end boards it goes, and picked up by Hobbs again. Hauser left point, Marshall Cohen towards the slot. 32 seconds to go on the power play for Thomas Worthington. It's on a Springboro trip on Maples. 11:11 to go in regulation. Panthers lead 4-2. Shut off the end boards. Back for Hobbs, killing as much time as they can off this penalty kill. Swept back. Marshall Cohen's got it. Bouncing behind the net of George Bear. Bear leans over towards his left. Here's the loose puck. Stop. And picked up by the Cardinals. They got 4 seconds to make it towards their attacking zone. The puck is swept by Hobbs, and the 5-on-4 is done for the Cards. Springboro leads 4-2 with 10:40 to go in the third period. The Cardinals just had the first power play opportunity. Both teams are 0 for 1 with the man advantage. Thomas Worthington in the blue jerseys, and it's ripped away by Springboro. Here's Meyer. Meyer towards the left faceoff circle. On his knee, tries a shot. It's wide right, and that's a delayed penalty going against Thomas Worthington. Here's Cohen with the shot, and Bear with the reach and the save. And our third tripping penalty has just been called. Springboro going on the 5-on-4 for the second time today. We've had 2 periods with 1 penalty. And now in the third period, not even 5 minutes in, we have 2 tripping penalties. This one going against, I missed the number, 36, Sebastian Edvarsson. Thank you, fan sitting behind me. Actually, the fan that just told me 36, I saw 3 and it's like, oh wait, I don't have a 3. He was the one to tell me that Amano's Bar and Grill was streaming this game in Worthington, Ohio. Face-off is to Bear's right. Heading towards the corner is Hillard. Hillard looks around. He swings it from the right corner, finding Marshall Cohen. Back to Hillard. Looks around. Hobbs is between the point. Marshall Cohen tries one off of Bear, and he will bobble the puck into his glove and make the squeeze. 10:03 to go in the third. It's 4-2. Springboro, your score. And this place is packed with Cardinal fans, Panther fans, Elk fans coming in. And I believe LaSalle fans making their way in as well. LaSalle from Cincinnati, Ohio. A private school back in the Southwest Ohio High School Hockey League. First time in a season or so. Here's a shot. Blocked. Doesn't get to Bear. That one hits underneath his face mask. The loose puck controlled by Springboro. Since the first intermission, Springboro has had the edge on the aggressiveness. As Hobbs blocks, sends it towards Bear. Loose puck. It's danced in front, and Bear keeps it out of his net. Springboro races for loose puck, but it's controlled by Nick Schreiner. And Springboro, 1:36 to go, and they're 5-on-4. Their second power play of the day, as the Panthers have scored twice in the first and twice in the second. Thomas Worthington with 2 in the first. Here's Hobbs with the power play goal. And Hobbs with his first, giving the Panthers a 3-goal lead with 9:40 to go in the third and 1:24 remaining on that power play. Mason Hobbs, with the power play goal, takes it and scores. Panthers with their biggest lead on the day at 3, tied the game twice in the first, took the lead in the second, and have added their first goal in the third. On that power play, Mason Hobbs delivers the power play goal. Here's a wrister coming in hot by David Lalonde, heading towards the corner. Here's Maples on the check. Edverson back on the ice, battling. He's got a Cardinal trying to help, and Riley boots. And Everson collides in with Maples. Maples slow to get up. Everson quickly up. He's looking to help his Cardinals team chow down in this 3-goal Panther advantage. Around the left corner, where all the Panther fans are watching down the ice house, the Boro Blue Crew, as they are called. See some Springboro hockey jerseys out there as well, ranging from the history of Springboro hockey, starting in 2003. That's wide by Thomas Worthington at the point. Long had the handle on it, sails it in pack of 2 Cardinals. In the face-off circle, Maples and Halverson collide. However, Ford it will help out the cause. Maples unable to go straight ahead. It's kept in by Thomas Worthington. A good heads-up read on the blue. That was from the captain, David Lalonde. 8:27 to go in the third. Springboro 5 and Thomas Worthington 2. The Panthers had scored 3 unanswered goals. Make it 4 unanswered goals as they tied it up with Thomas Worthington up 2-1. Maples left wing straight ahead, knocked down cleanly in front of Bear. Quickly back up. Puck bouncing towards the neutral zone. Fresh off the bench and onto the ice is Hobbs. And losing the handle just by the blue line was Riley Boots. We'll have a whistle with 7:59 to go in the third. And the Panthers up 5-2. As the ref points towards the Thomas Worthington bench. Like I mentioned, the school lies on State Route 161 in between 315 and US 23, south of 270. Nice part of Columbus, the Worthington area. Yesterday, St. Charles in town by 62 and 40. East of downtown, the Franklin Park District, not too far away from Capital University. It's a nice university in town. Picked up by Thomas Worthington. The captain, Lalonde, looks to center it. Picked up on the right wing by Pischel. And now here's Lalonde with a nice pickup right in front of a down mouthpiece. Lalonde towards the side of the net. Schroeder comes in front of Kiplinger and takes it away. And the arm will go up for the 4th time in this contest. And it will be delayed penalty on Thomas Worthington, as Kiplinger made it towards the Springboro bench for a 6th Panther. All the penalties thus far have been tripping. And this one will not be different. This is Spencer Steele serving 2 for a trip. In Springboro, after scoring a power play goal for Mason Hobbs, now goes back on the 5-on-4. The Panthers are 1 of 2 on the power play. Thomas Worthington 0 for 1. They got their first power play, and so far only in the contest early on in this third period. 5-2, Panthers your score, and from the face-off, that sailed high over the Cardinals bench, high over the off-ice crew. And we'll get a fresh new puck to drop on the ice with 7:31 to go in this contest. Springboro with a 5-2 lead. Sandwiched in the middle of a home game last night and an away game tomorrow, the Panthers taking on the Cardinals of Thomas Worthington here at South Metro Sportsplex, just shy of Austin Landing here in town. As George Bear bouncing towards his right, Springboro controlling the puck, sent towards the left corner. I believe that's Cohen, and sending one underneath the stick of Wager, and that's Tommy Wager. And the Panthers will have to get back and pick it up on the power play. Hickson goes to work. Here's Cohen, the captain of the Panthers, swings it, looks on the other side. That's Schroeder. And the Panthers will have to U-turn the neutral zone. 40 seconds in the third power play. 6:48 to go in the third as the Panthers lead 5-2. Hickson now left wing. Marshall Cohen awaits at the point. Hickson back towards the point as he carries it, wings it, and now towards the cage, swings it away as Bear slides back in his crease as Hickson still controls it. Hickson now towards the face-off circle, shoots it off of Bear, picked up by the Cardinals, and Hobbs out of his reach. And here's Thomas Worthington. They have a chance for a breakaway shorthander goal, but just dropping in the Zamboni corner, Will Pischel. And that helps because now the power play stands at 38 seconds to go as Hobbs now on the right face-off circle tackles the cage. Can't find Hickson. Here's Hauser cleaning up. That's off Bear's left leg pad. Stays in play off the glass. Picked up by Springboro. Now it's Bear towards his right as the puck picked up by Hickson. Hickson looks. Hobbs at the left point. Finds someone behind the cage. 5:49 to go in the third. 5-2 Panthers. Marshall Cohen right wing with 12 seconds to go in the 5-on-4. Picked up by Hickson. Hickson towards the slot. Hickson circles around going towards the left face-off circle. Back towards Hickson. Off his skates. Picked up by the Cardinals. And the power play is done. Springboro falls to 1 for 3 on the power plays. But 5:27 to go in the third, and Springboro holding on to a 3-goal advantage. Here's Hickson, and he'll score! Sam Hickson strikes at the top left corner of George Bear's net. Hickson with his first goal today, his second point off that assist of Ryan Schroeder, and it's a 6-2 Springboro lead with 5:22 to go in the third. Sam Hickson scores. He's the fourth Panther to do so today as Hauser squares off for the face-off. As we're waiting for ref talking over. First, Thomas Worthington's bench was the official, handed someone over towards Springboro's bench, and now we're playing hockey once again. Cochran now on the right wing as he pulls it defensively, sends it toward Kiplinger, off towards the Zamboni corner, scooped up by Spencer Steele. Steele now looks for Kendall. Kendall U-turns around. He's got Hauser right behind him. Coleman Hauser strips it away by the SMS logo on the ice, away from Cahill Coyle. Here's Meyer racing back for it, picked up by the blue shirts. That's Thomas Worthington in the blue kit today. Here's Victoria Weaver going for Coyle off the referee, picked up by Steele. Now looking for his other Cardinal in the attacking zone, Kendall, as Springboro pushes in their attacking zone. Loose puck, controlled again, this time by Evan Kendall. Sent towards Kiplinger's side. Breakaway, Edvardson, nice shot. Kiplinger stretches out his left leg and makes a save. 4:26 to go in the third as the Panthers lead 6-2. Now 5 unanswered goals for the Panthers out of Warren County. Well, the face-off towards Kiplinger's left as Nick Schreiner, while the alternates on this Thomas Worthington squad, takes on Halverson. I know I mentioned it twice already, but as a logo and jersey freak as I am, those are very cool kits out there on the ice. Here's one sent in. That was Conte. That's wide of Bear's net. Bear taps it back. Cardinals 2-3 so far in the year, 1-0 in CHC Blue Division play. Springboro 1-0 in the White Division. Here's Cohen, picks it up in front of Kiplinger, out of the reach of Edvardson, who I was told by the coaching staff, one from Norwegian, finding his home in Worthington, Ohio. Towards the left corner off the touch of Conte. Long squeeze is in. Here's Halverson looking for the loose puck as Bear leans over towards his right, now standing on his skates. As Springboro trying to keep it at the point. That's Theo DeRosa. Straight ahead. Conte left wing. Conte lost the handle. And the arms will go up. And I believe Springboro's going to the box. 3:28 to go in the third as Springboro leads 6-2 here at South Metro Sports. You're watching on the YouTube home of SMS. And join us on the home of Centerville Elks hockey coming up, as it will be the Elks tangling on the Lancers of LaSalle. And it will be a Springboro penalty kill. Thomas Worthington to the power play. Excuse me. Hilliard now squares up, going against Evan Kendall for this face-off. to the Panthers on the PK. Here's Hobbs, good handle, and keeps it low off the glass for the first clear, 7 seconds in. Hickson going back for the loose puck, and he's got it against David Lalonde, who's squeezing him in the end boards. Hickson still battling for the loose puck. He's got it amongst the sea of blue. Feeds it in the neutral zone, where Maples will go back in his own zone. Try to milk both clocks on the ice. Maples almost turned it over, but it goes to the legs of Sebastian Edvarsson. Here's Maples dropping off for another clear. Edvarsson to the TW bench. Cardinals trailing by 4. Here's a shot off Bear. It's stopped by the goalie. It's Lalonde now. He'll center things up. 2 Cardinals in front, 2 now trailing. Takes the right wing against Maples. Here's a one-timer. Kiplinger punches it high towards the rafters. Gotta be careful with those punches, because I've seen a light actually get tackled by a puck. By tackled, I mean hit and hang, and then we had to postpone a game for a couple months. That wasn't quite fun. Here's Maples in front of the red line. Hilliard playing defense with him as Hobbs in the middle of the PK cell. And now here's Thomas Worthington, left wing, out of the reach of Hobbs. Good job by Steele to get it towards the Zamboni door. He'll go one-on-one towards the right corner against Loudon Maples. Here's a second Cardinal flopping in. It's Nick Schreiner. Schreiner gets his claws on the puck, goes for Steele. 20 seconds go on the 5-on-4 for Thomas Worthington. Carried on in, bouncing Kiplinger in front of the crease. Knocks it down, didn't get the shot angle on it. Here's Lalonde off a Springboro stick and off the protective net in front of us. Covering the glass, covering us in the second story lobby here at South Metro Sports. 2 ways to watch the game. You can go out in the ice house, or you can stay up here in the lobby. Like I mentioned, the campfire is lit. Well, campfire, I mean fireplace. I guess those are 2 different things. I don't know. There's a fire in there. 1:35 to go in the third. 8 seconds on the 5-on-4 for TW. And Surakov looks to kill the second power play for the Cardinals on the day. 1:27 remains. Springboro 6, Thomas Worthington 2. Panthers back on the attack. Off the stick of Meyer. Meyer carries it, looks past Bear, sends it rocket high off the protective net in front of Springboro's banner. Centerville and Springboro share South Metro Sports, and last year, Kettering Alter did too. Home of 2 high school hockey teams, and also 2 youth hockey programs have games. The Dayton Youth Hockey Association, the Stealth, and the Tri-State Spartans, called Southwest Ohio, Southeast Indiana, and Northern Kentucky home. Various rinks. 1:06 to play in the third. Up ahead for Meyer, but that puck's going to be well out of his reach as Bear, left hand on it, no questions asked. 1:02 to go in the third. 6-2 for Springboro. Next game upcoming for the Cardinals of TWHS will be at home tomorrow morning, 11:30 a.m. at the Chiller North in Lewis Center, Ohio. The Cards will welcome in the Golden Bears of Upper Arlington, and for Springboro, they'll also make their way to Columbus. They'll be at the Easton Chiller, and they'll take on the Stallions of St. Francis de Sales. 1:01 remains in the third period. It's 6-2, Panthers on top. Panthers looking for win number 4 in the year. Improved to 4-2-1, and Thomas Worthington looks to avoid their first loss to a high school team. Their 3 losses previously were to club teams around the Columbus and Cleveland area. 2-4 will be the Cardinals' record if they can't strike at least 4 times in the last 45 seconds. Springboro's got the puck, back on the attack, flipped towards the left corner. On the chase is Schreiner. He scored the last goal for the Cardinals back in the first period to give Thomas Worthington what could be the last lead of the game. But here come the Cardinals, flying on the right. Here's Kiplinger, nice catch up top, blasted by Nick Schreiner. In front of the far boards, Schreiner dials one up, and Kiplinger comes up with a nice catch. 26.1 seconds go in the contest. Panthers up by 4. Face-off off to the left as it's Schroeder taking the place of Lane Morgan on the ice, and it's picked up by Hobbs. Mason Hobbs swings around towards the Zamboni corners. Underneath the stick of Austin Cable. Cable chases Hobbs. 14 seconds to go. Towards the right, here's Hickson, right wing, chased by Lalonde. And here's Hickson. Around the cage he goes. And heading back towards the neutral zone. 2 seconds. The puck will be last touched by Thomas Worthington. And that's the game. Your final score tonight, the Springboro Panthers defeat the Thomas Worthington Cardinals by a 6-2 score. Springboro now 4-2-1 on the season, and Thomas Worthington 2-4 on the year, as both teams lined up for the handshake. Springboro put on the pressure after the first period. Thomas Worthington took not one but 2 leads. Springboro matched it with 2 ties. But after tying up for the second time, the Panthers shut out the Cardinals and put 5 in a row on the scoreboard to take this game 6-2. Scoring for the Cardinals was Will Peschel and Nick Schreiner. And for the Panthers, Marshall Cohen and Ryan Schroeder with 2 goals each. Mason Hobbs with a power play goal, and Sam Hickson with the one to close out this game. Again, next game for the Cardinals will be at home against Upper Arlington at the North Chiller in Lewis Center, Ohio. And for Springboro, the Panthers will be making their way to the Easton Chiller for a 4 o'clock game at the Sales to cap off a 3-game weekend. These Panthers will be back home on the 8th of December for the Hockey for a Cause game, taking on the Centerville Elks. That'll do it for our broadcast today here on the YouTube home of South Metro Sports. Again, check us out on the Centerville Elks home of YouTube, Centerville Elks Hockey, that is, as the Elks will take on the Lancers of LaSalle very shortly. This is Lee W. Mallon signing off. We hope you join us over there, the Centerville Elks Hockey YouTube page. Once more the final, Springboro 6,